Welcome back to the Lizzie Ens Show. Today, we are going to be diving into how to prepare for a detox. Now, if you're new here, I am your host, Lizzie Ens. I'm a functional nutrition practitioner specializing in root cause healing, hormones, thyroid, and really like stubborn weight, people with sleep issues, anxiety, depression, all of those kinds of things. I don't put myself in one little bucket because there's so many people that have so many different ailments, and I've helped people with so many different health issues. And I want you to know that there's not just a one size fits all for everybody. And if you are new here and you haven't listened to, a whole bunch of my old episodes or previous episodes that are out there, please go listen. Like there's so many different episodes on different topics out there, and I've had some amazing guests on my show, and I'm going to continue to have more guests coming up as well. For example, like an episode on cholesterol, an episode on the thyroid, episode on iron, like all of those types of things. So there's lots of material out there. And if you are listening, like please go and review the show. Leave me a 5-star review. Give me your thoughts. I want to know, how you're liking it. So many times I hear people say, "Oh yeah, I listened to all of your episodes." I'm like, "Well, I didn't know that." So please rate the show and don't be shy. Don't hold it back. Give me those reviews so that it boosts the show, because it's not just about me. When you go and rate the show and give those 5 stars, it boosts the show and pushes it out for more people to get exposed to it. And so sharing is caring. So today we're going to dive into how to prepare for a detox. And I thought this was such an appropriate time of the year to do this, because this is the time of the year where, a month into 2025. And this is the time I'm seeing this in a lot of people is they get desperate. And so a lot of times, if just kind of changing your diet a little bit and going to the gym, that was your New Year's resolution, and you started doing that in January, beginning of January, and now all of a sudden you're a few weeks in and you're like, yeah, it's not working. And then you start looking for those quick fixes, for the detoxes, for the cleanses. But when we talk about detoxing, and I'm talking about like choose cleanses, like quick fix fast, like that kind of stuff. But when we want to do a detox, it's very, very important that you prepare for it properly, which is what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm also going to dive a little bit deeper into what detoxing even means. Like, why are we detoxing? So here's something really, really important that you need to know. So some people in the medical field will be like, "Oh, your body detoxes on its own. There's no need for you to do any kind of like take anything that will help your body detox." And I wish that were true. I really do. Because our organs, and I'm going to talk to you about the different organs that help you detox, and they do. But the problem is, if, for an example, like if someone says you don't need to give your liver anything to help it detox, well, then why is there such a thing as fatty liver disease? So my next question is, why is there such a thing as fatty liver disease? Why is there such a thing as kidney failure? Because those are the two main organs that are going to help you detox and filter. If our organs were able to handle everything that's coming in and detox and filter things properly, yeah, sure, we wouldn't have these types of issues. But the problem is our organs get so overloaded that they can't handle it. And why do they get overloaded? They get overloaded with the foods, they get overloaded with stress, they get overloaded with environmental toxins, they get overloaded with the skin products that you put on your skin, because what you put in your body and you're on your body has to go through your filtration system, no matter what it is, good or bad. And so what happens is you get overloaded with all of these things, your organs get overloaded, and it can't keep up. And so it's really important to know why the preparation of detoxing is so incredibly important. When I work with my clients, I don't have them go through any kind of detox protocol, whether it's parasites, liver, kidneys, whatever it is, until they've done at least 30 days of preparation for it. And the reason for this is your lymphatic system needs to be in a place to be able to handle this. And I'm going to walk you through that. But there's 3 things that you need to know when it comes to detoxing. And that is your kidneys, your liver, and your lymphatic system. All of those need to be prepared and in a good place to be able to handle the detox. Because if you are in an overload of toxins and chemicals and things that have built up, then you can get very sick when you go through a detox. So it's very important to prepare yourself, and I'm going to walk you through that. But let's talk a little bit about the different phases of the liver. So the liver has 3 phases of detoxification. Phase 1, detoxification, phase 2, and then phase 3 is actually methylation. And this is where some of the bile comes in, which is connected to your gallbladder. But phase 1 detoxification is when it's breaking down the toxins like alcohol, medications, environmental chemicals, and it breaks it down. And then phase 2 of detoxification converts those molecules into water soluble forms so that they can be excreted. And then the phase 3 part is the methylation. This is actually where folate comes in. Folate is really, really important for the methylation process. And you don't want to use folic acid, you want folate. And people with MTHFR mutation typically have a methylation problem. And so making sure that you're taking some kind of methylated folate to help you be able to methylate better if you have the mutation is really, really important. But in this third phase, it produces bile, which helps eliminate toxin through digestion and supports fat metabolization. That is the liver's job. Now, let me give you an example here. Why do we get intoxicated? Well, there's a couple of reasons why we get intoxicated and have hangovers if we drink too much alcohol. Number one, the liver gets overloaded. Okay. So what happens is there's like 5 little, like, let's just call them your fingers. If you're watching this on video, you'll be able to see, but there's 5 avenues where, like, if you drink alcohol, this also happens with sugar, but it comes in and it's supposed to go into the liver's filtration system. But let's say you drink too much alcohol and all of a sudden the liver's overloaded and it can't handle it all. What it starts doing is spitting it back out because it has too much. So it spits it back out and it goes into the bloodstream. And once it goes into the bloodstream, that's where intoxication can start happening. But the other thing that alcohol is able to do is it crosses your blood-brain barrier. So not all things that we eat and drink can cross the blood-brain barrier, but alcohol can. Alcohol crosses the blood-brain barrier. That's why you get intoxicated and then you sometimes do really dumb stuff. If everything that we ate and drank was able to get through the blood-brain barrier, we'd be dead. Like, there's a reason why not everything is able to get across the blood-brain barrier. So basically what's happening is you're overloading the liver with the alcohol. That's just one example. The same thing happens if you eat too much sugar. That's why kids get sugar highs or people get sugar highs, and then you have that big blood sugar drop after. And same thing with fried fatty foods, trans fats, fast food, highly processed foods. You're really overloading the liver. Not just the liver, but we're talking about the liver here for a minute here. But I want to take you to the kidneys now, because the kidneys, in my opinion, are very overlooked. This is the body's filtration system. The kidneys filter up to 50 gallons of blood daily. So your kidneys are actually responsible for filtering your blood. That's the kidney's job. And they also remove waste, obviously, and excess water. So that's why when you drink a lot of water, you have to typically urinate more. But it also regulates the body's water balance and ensures proper electrolyte levels. They also excrete waste products like creatine and toxins in the urine. So supporting the kidneys is really, really important. And water is one of the number one things to make sure that you're hydrated so that you have enough water in your system so that the kidneys can actually do its job. So here's an example. So one of the things that can happen is if you're dehydrated, you will actually see your red blood cell count go up if you're dehydrated. So if your red blood cell count is up, if I see red blood cell count up on a lab report, I automatically will go, okay, this person's dehydrated. So go back to where the kidneys are, the blood's filtration system. Makes sense, right? If you're not giving your body enough water to filter that blood properly through the kidneys, becomes very concentrated right? And then it raises your blood cell count. If I see that red blood cell count high, the first thing we do is we focus on hydration. Most people aren't drinking enough water. So you want to make sure you have enough water, electrolytes, a little bit of salt in your water. I've talked about that before, here and there to help support your kidneys. Now let's talk a little bit about the lymphatic system, the body's waste highway. Like your lymphatic system is so important. This network of vessels and nodes that carry the lymph, and it's a fluid containing white blood cells to remove waste and toxins. So your lymphatic system is connected to your white blood cells, which is your immune system. So if you have a sluggish lymphatic system, chances are your immune system and your white blood cells might be affected as well. So it's very important. If you want to support your immune system, you have to support your lymphatic system. Let's talk a little bit about what this even means. Your lymphatic system is sweating, right? That's part of it. Like you need to sweat. That's why exercise is so incredibly important if you want to support your lymphatic system, because sweating equals detoxing. You're excreting things. And let's take it a little bit further. So your underarms, like where you typically like sweat first in your underarms for a lot of people, that's because that's like your largest area of your lymphatic glands and your lymphatic system. That's like the first place. So what happens when we use underarm deodorant that blocks us from sweating, we're actually clogging our lymphatic system. And that's really, really bad because it means our body is not able to detox like it needs to. So when you're using that aluminum body deodorant, not good, because you're blocking your lymphatic system. And I get it. I get it. You're like, well, man, I smell. Well, there are some underarm deodorants out there that are cleaner and healthier that will help with that. Like they may not block all of your sweating, which is not what you want anyway, but they will help with the smell. Now, here's the other thing. I just launched a goat milk charcoal soap with Miss Commando. So go to misscommando.com. You're going to search for the Detox charcoal soap. And this is a goat milk soap bar that I created and we made to help with this process because charcoal is very detoxing. But then what I did is I took it a step further and I put lemon essential oil and grapefruit essential oil in there because they both have detoxing properties. And so we paired that with the goat milk soap, the charcoal in there, and then the essential oils. And so what charcoal is really, really good to use, kind of like works as a binder too. But what I like to do is I like to use this soap when I am in the shower and I put it on my armpits and I just let it sit there while I'm taking the rest of my shower. And it's really, really amazing. This is also a really good soap for oily skin. So if you're someone that has really oily skin or acne prone skin, this is what you would want to use for that. Very clean, non-toxic. So going back to the sweating of the armpits, like I remember when I got off aluminum deodorant, it was horrible. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. You have to stick with it somehow and just find ways to help support you with that. But the reason that it smells so bad when you first get rid of the aluminum deodorant is finally your body's actually able to get rid of its detoxing. It's not fun. It's detoxing during that phase, but you have to stick with it until you're past the worst part. So this soap is designed to help you through that process. So maybe it's not quite as horrendous because the charcoal can help pull things out. But remember, if you've been using an aluminum deodorant for many years, you have a lot of toxins and chemicals build up in your lymphatic system and you need to get it out because those things are endocrine disruptors. And if you want your hormones and your thyroid and your endocrine system to be functioning properly, you don't want that stuff on your skin. How else can you support your lymphatic system? Dry skin brushing. So dry skin brushing, I'm a huge fan of. You can look up on YouTube how to dry skin brush. I teach all my clients how to do this. On my Amazon link, you can find dry skin brushes. But dry skin brushing is something that creates circulation in your lymphatic system. So you're basically like lightly brushing your skin all over your body. And we all have dead skin cells. And so what this does is it helps with that circulation, and it can help with the lymphatic system. It's also very energizing. Some people find that they have a lot of energy when they start doing that. And honestly, it could just be because they're helping the circulation and the lymphatic system is getting boosted. Infrared saunas, where you go in and you sit and you sweat, those are really, really good for your lymphatic system. Red light therapy is really good. It's not necessarily sweating or anything, but red light therapy is good for you just in general. Epsom salt bath, those are really, really good as well. And obviously, daily exercise and making sure that you're getting movement in. So, peeing and pooping and sweating, those are all part of your body's detox pathways. So, if you're not eliminating properly, daily, whether it's number one or number two, you got lymphatic and detoxing issues, and we need to get that going. Like, if you're someone that doesn't have a bowel movement every day, that needs to be addressed, because that is one of the number one things that will help you detox better. So that's your detox pathways, your liver and your kidneys and your lymphatic system. So when you are preparing to go into a detox and you want to do a detox, I highly suggest to really look at what are your day-to-day habits. Are you drinking enough water? Number one. Are you taking things to support your organs? Are you sweating? Are you pooping and peeing like you should every single day? Okay. Are you eating good, wholesome food? So, a way to start preparing yourself is looking at your daily habits. And are you eating fruits and vegetables? Are you eating good proteins? Those are things that you want to put in place. And then those things will naturally start support your detoxification system. It's crazy because there's a lot of fruits and vegetables that support your liver and your kidneys when it comes to the detoxing part, but then obviously your hydration is very, very key as well. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what kind of detoxes that I like. So, most of my clients, if they have never done a parasite detox or any kind of detox, even heavy metals or candida, anything like that, most of them will go through something like that at some point in time. Now, here's a detox system that I like, because it also can get really, really time consuming and very expensive if you're not careful. The detox kit that I love is from Roger's Hood, and this one very specifically is made the Super Purify kit. And the reason that I like it so much is because the Purify one tincture is specifically for majority of parasites. Like most parasite cleanses, they don't get all the parasites, but this one is, they made it specifically to get all kinds of parasites, like even pinworms and tapeworms and stuff like that. And then with that kit, there's also a candida detox and a metals detox. So you're getting heavy metals, candida, and parasites all at the same time. However, while you're doing this detox, you also have a binder that comes with it. If you need a binder, you can take it. And there are very specific herbs in their tinctures to support your organs while you're going through the detox, like things like milk thistle and oregano. Like those things are really, really important to have in your detox in order to support your organs through that detox process. The other thing that I like about the Super Purify kit is that there's a tincture that comes with it that supports your gut through the process as well. And they have what is called Red Artist. And they have one that also supports your immune system. It's not in that kit, but you can get a separate bottle that's called Immune Support. And it's very specifically made to support your immune system while you're going through the detox as well. So some people like to add that in too, because it just helps with the process a little more. Now, if you're someone like, let's say, for example, you're one of my clients and you're already on some other supplements that are supporting your immune system, I wouldn't tell you to go and get the immune one on top of everything else, because there's such a thing as too much as well. So you just want to make sure that you do it properly. So I want you guys to just remember, like, avoid jumping into a detox before you have prepared for it, because you can get more sick. And I want you to be prepared before you go in so that you have much better benefits of the detox. Now, the other thing that has been really helpful for myself and my clients in terms of detoxing and preparing for a detox and also helping the detox phase a lot better is coffee enemas. This is something that I haven't talked about a lot, but I got into it last year and just continue to, develop my knowledge on it, use them. And most of my clients have done them now and are doing them because it's making such a massive difference in their life. And now I'm realizing and learning just how beneficial they are for your health overall, because if things are coming out, it needs to go. Like, doesn't belong in your colon. And I've talked about this before where your colon is like the hub for diseases if you don't take care of it. Up to 90% of diseases happen in your gut, and that has to do with your colon. And so think about this. If you're eating on a daily basis, but you're not eliminating, where's it going? What's happening to it? You're constipated, and that stool and that waste, they're sitting on your colon and they start caking around your colon wall. And that is where diseases start happening. So you have to get it out. I actually listened to a doctor that had Lyme's disease, and I'm sure he did a bunch of other things too. But one of the things that he said that he did that made the biggest difference in his healing was coffee enemas. I was blown away. But think about it. If you have layers of waste in your body, where's it going? Out into the bloodstream. So what happens is if we're eating and we're not eliminating properly and getting rid of those fecal matters, it starts caking up against the colon wall. And what eventually starts to happen is that waste, it starts seeping out through your intestinal lining. This is where leaky gut can come in. This is where SIBO, IBS, and all kinds of gut issues can come from those types of things. So one of the things that coffee enemas has done is, or does, is it clears those things out. You can even do water enemas if you don't want to do the coffee. But again, you can look that up on YouTube. So real quick, back to just to kind of recap, remember what your liver, your kidney, and your lymphatic system does. So you need to hydrate, okay? Eat leafy, dark leafy green vegetables to support your liver. Milk thistle is really good for your liver. Drink water and maybe some electrolytes. On my Amazon link, there's a Relight electrolyte drink that I really like. There's also a nectar, and both of them are great. They can help you hydrate better, but also a dash of salt in your water can really help you hydrate faster. But you should be getting nearly a gallon of water a day if at all possible, to make sure that you're hydrated. And then do some practical things to help your lymphatic system. Make sure you're sweating, dry skin brushing, okay? And Epsom salt bath, like those are all things. Saunas are great for your lymphatic system. And then remember the two basic ones, which is like you need to be peeing and you need to be pooping every single day. I don't think anybody goes without urinating every day, but the bowel movements every day is definitely an issue for a lot of people. And that's something that you got to get going. And back to the Miss Commando charcoal goat milk soap, go to misscommando.com and you're going to find the charcoal goat milk soap and can use that to help support you through the process as well. I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for tuning into the Lizzie Ens Show. If you're ready to take the next step to transforming your health and life, visit www.undietyou.com for all my resources and to book your consultation today. Don't forget to subscribe and join me each week for more tips, inspiration, and conversations with phenomenal guests to help you feel your best. See you guys next week.